So good to see you. Are you just getting back as well?
Yeah, a couple of days ago,
Okay.
just for a couple of weeks, then back, then leave, then back.
Well, we'll take you while we got you. Yeah, I was gonna say, Anna and Bill, if you grab blocks, a couple of blocks. Hi, Steve. Blocks, I find enhance versus being a crutch. So I always recommend blocks. And we have, I don't know if you've been since they started the whole sign-in process, they're asking, yeah, they want to get an idea.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We have a sign-in that, well, Glen Eagles has a, have you guys signed in already?
Yeah.
I recommend doing yoga without any socks on to help with better grip when we're in standing poses but you know, if you are wearing them for any reasons, then yeah. But yeah, when we're doing downward dog and other standing poses, it's hard sometimes to really root down through the feet and feel that stability. Yeah. Good morning. One so far. Thanks, Joyce. Okay. I know you're on your. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm probably not gonna see it.
See that, 'cause you can always.
I can't put it here. Yeah, this one.
That's fine. Wrap your arms around that.
Yeah.
Or you just bring the arms in closer.
But
There's so
anyway.
much more to the practice than
I know,
downward dog.
that's what I'm.
So. Oh, I know. Julie was studying for an anatomy test she got today, so she had the whiteboard out and she was like giving me a whole lesson. All on the tissues, the different types of tissue in the body. And one of my fellow instructors that love yoga, she has a great expression. The issues are in the tissues, and the tissues are the issue.
Good one.
All right, let's find a seat. Welcome to Monday morning. Everybody have a couple of blocks? Yeah? How's everybody doing? Good. Yeah? Good. So, and we've got, is that Olivia joining us? I'm assuming it's Olivia. Yeah?
Me, Olivia.
Yeah, okay.
Good morning.
Welcome. I think just one online today. It's been 4. So, so 3 years ago today, we brought a puppy home.
It's been that long, I remember when I first met Blue.
Bluey is a mini Aussie Shepherd. Yeah. Okay, so you know the energy and the immense unconditional love. But he has tested me in more ways than I imagined. Did not honestly know what we were getting ourselves into. And I don't know about you, I have a probably deep connection to music and certain artists. And so 30 years ago, now I'm dating myself, I took myself from the life in New York City and growing up in New Jersey, and I moved myself to St. Thomas to work on a boat. So one of my life chapters. And on that boat, every day, we would listen to Jimmy Buffett. I didn't really know Buffett. I really didn't before I listened to him every single day, because I worked on this boat. We took cruise ship passengers from St. Thomas over to St. John every day, sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And yeah, the playlist over and over. But, you know, his death, I have been listening to Margaritaville about every day. And then I found No Shoes Radio, Kenny Chesney. I'm not a country girl. I'm not a country music girl. I'm a folk, blues, rock and roll. But Kenny Chesney lives in St. John, and he references so many places that I knew. I mean, I lived in St. Thomas for 7 years. And anyway, so I've just been relishing in this. So before, I don't know if you all are aware, but Jimmy Buffett wrote a song before his death called Like My Dog. And I won't read the whole lyrics, but I'm going to tie this into our yoga practice. Trust me on this. Go with me. Where did it go? I had it. Okay, so the chorus goes, I want you to love, okay, I want you to love me like my dog does. When I come home, want you to just go crazy. She never looks at me like she never looks at me like she might hate me. I want you to love me like my dog. And there's some funny other verses. So I encourage you to look it up. I love that she never says I need a new attitude. Her and your sister aren't always in a feud. When I leave the seat up, she don't think that's rude. Anyway, it's very, very, very funny. But yeah, that unconditional love. I mean, every time I walk in the door, it's like the first time. Always that love. But, you know, we can't rely on the dog or the partner or the kids to always feel that love. So for the next several weeks, I'm going to draw inspirations from this amazing book called The Magic 10 and Beyond. Sharon Gannon, the co-founder of Jivamukti Yoga, is my teacher's teacher. And I learned in the Jivamukti Yoga style. So Sharon says in the introduction, and then each week, the book is divided into 10 weeks, 10 chapters. So each week I'm going to introduce one of her teachings. So just in her introduction, she says, the Sanskrit word sadhana means conscious spiritual practice. What distinguishes a yoga practice from a physical fitness exercise routine is intention. When you engage in an activity with the conscious intention for it to bring you closer to enlightenment, to the realization of the oneness of being, then it is sadhana. Sadhana is never something you do for yourself, hence we don't do yoga. It is always about getting over yourself, your separate ego self, and awakening to how you are part of a higher divine self. Without the essential ingredient of bhakti, which means devotion or love for God, but you can replace God for anything that is meaningful for you. Sadhana will not yield anything interesting or magical, but instead will keep one ego-centered and bound in mundane reality and the pursuit of temporary happiness through material accumulation. A dog's unconditional love. So our yoga practice invites you to find happiness from within, to connect with your divine, and to go past the physical a little bit. So let's sit up nice and tall. If you're not comfortable crossing the legs, you can have them stretched out. A really good way to maybe find comfort in your seat is to prop your hips up. We have the blocks. So for some of our newcomers, sitting up on a block, getting your sits bones to be perched in such a way where the pelvis is tilting forward slightly. And when it does that, it instantly allows the spine to lengthen up toward the sky. And when we are able to open up the spine, open up the thoracic muscles, the rib cage, we can take a deeper breath. So inhale through the nose. Sigh it out deeply through the mouth. Let the eyes soften or come to a close. And bring your hands together, palms gently touching, and the thumb making that connection with your heart space, and take a moment to set your intention. And if it is physical for you today, then it's physical. Come to this present moment and accept what is. Set your intention as if it's already happened. Your intention is kind of your why. Deepening that connection with what's inside. So take your practice today as an opportunity to listen inside, as you might feel sensations in various stretches and various poses. Just acknowledge the sensation, don't judge it. By acknowledging the sensations that you feel, it automatically brings you in the present moment. And that is a gift in itself. To not be in the future or the past. Being in the present helps to let the whirlings of the mind come to a calmer state. One more deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And then we're going to Om on the next exhale. So inhale. Let the eyes open just about 25%, letting in just a little bit of light. And keep opening them up about 25% at a time until you're looking forward, and then take your eyes up to 12 o'clock, not moving the head, just the eyes. And then take the eyes over to 3 o'clock. Down to 6 o'clock, over to 9, up to 12, and back over to 9, down to 6, over to 3, and up to 12. Take a moment, lift the corners of your mouth, practicing another Sanskrit word, satsang, community. Just take a moment to look around and greet your neighbor. Front, back, left, right. Our friend online, Olivia, thank you for joining us. All right, let's rock forward, come off your block and set your blocks at the front of your mat. So just on either side. And then find tabletop. So your knees are under your hips, meaning your knees are about hip distance apart. Let your arms extend, stacking shoulders, elbows, and wrists. So see if you can modify here, coming down on your forearms, if that feels better for you. Or put blocks under the forearms. Draw your belly in, so navel. So bring all your awareness to the belly button, to your navel, and feel as if you're moving it toward your spine. We're trying to find a neutral spine here where we're not arching and we're not rounding. And we feel some engagement in those lower abdominal muscles. And then on your inhale, begin to tilt your tailbone up. Lift the crown of the head toward the sky. So the belly drops, but you don't want it to lose any engagement. Don't let it sag. Keep that engagement. And then on your exhale, draw the belly in and round the spine, chin to chest, tucking the tailbone, cat pose. And now moving with the breath, inhaling into cow pose and exhaling into cat. Finding that relationship between breath and movement. So keep moving. Another 3 rounds. Feeling your breath with the movement. Like a massage for the spine. Noticing the sensations, noticing where you're feeling this the most. Next, exhale, find neutral, coming back to tabletop, and then start making a C shape. So pushing your hips to the left, looking over the right shoulder. Come through center on your inhale, and then exhale the C shape to the other side, pushing the hips to the right. So moving through center again, with breath. Over to the right on your exhale. One more time each side. Try to keep that navel drawing toward the spine, belly engaged. And we go over to the right. And then come back to center, and everybody come down to your forearms. Spread your fingers as your palms connect with the mat, with the earth. Elbows under shoulders. Draw the belly in. So you don't want an overarching back. You want to draw the belly in to neutralize. And then on your inhale, find cow pose here. So lifting the crown of the head, opening across the heart and chest, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale, rounding the spine, pressing forearms into the earth, head coming between toward the arms. Inhaling into this cow pose, forearm cow pose, and exhale into cat. One more time, inhale into cow pose, and exhale into cat. And then come to neutral and take your feet back. So coming onto the balls of your feet, toes coming into this forearm plank pose. Holding for a breath, not holding our breath, breathing through this little extra effort needed to fire up the core. And then on your exhale, lower the hips down. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms out in front just a little bit so the elbows are now in front of your shoulders. Keeping forearms pressing into the mat. Sphinx pose. So energetically feel the breath. Come from your toes. Up your legs. Turn your pubic bone toward the mat a little bit. Lengthening up through the spine, your gaze is just ahead of your fingers. Breathing into this back extension. Notice sensations here. If you're feeling any clenching in the low back, little micro adjustment. That means to turn the pubic bone toward the mat a little bit more. Notice if you feel the chest opening and expanding, lifting, heart shining forward. Maybe turn the corners of your mouth up a little bit here. Sometimes if we just bring a smile to the face, releases those endorphins to connect with oneself. One more breath in. And exhale, lower down, take your arms and extend them straight out from the shoulders. So you're forming a T. Reach, reach, reach the fingertips in opposite directions as the palms come down. And then glide your right hand in toward your chest. And start walking your left fingertips out further as you roll onto your left side. Let the head drop down to the mat. Stack your legs, stack your feet. And your palm of your left hand should be flat against the mat. So extend your left arm out. So start on your belly again. Start on your belly. And then roll onto your belly. Forehead on the mat, just for a breath here. And then we're going to take it on the other side. So slide the left hand into your chest. Start walking the right fingertips out a little bit further so you can rotate onto the right side of your body. That left hand pushing into the mat for support. Legs stacked. No effort in the legs. Just opening up this right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, bringing a softening to the face, the jaw. One more breath in, and on your exhale, rolling onto the belly, extending the left arm back out. And then slide both hands in by your lowest set of ribs. Draw the elbows in toward your side body and draw the shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your toes under. Push yourself up on your inhale. Push your seat back to your heels on your exhale. Staying in this squat child's pose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Just take a moment here to feel this full extension in the arms and the spine, the head between the arms. One more breath in. Feel the breath expand the rib cage. And exhale it out. And then inhale, rock to tabletop. Keep the toes tucked under. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Keep this rounded spine as you push your seat to your heels. Inhale, rock forward, bend at the elbows, lower chin and chest, and slide the body forward onto your belly. Inhale, lifting the upper body into cobra, and then exhale, lower down. Push yourself back to your heels. Inhale to tabletop and into cow pose. Exhale into cat pose. Keep that rounded spine as you push your seat to your heels. One more time, rocking forward, and then bend at the elbows, lowering chin and chest, slide the belly forward, the body forward, and then inhale into this baby cobra. Exhale, we're gonna go into downward dog now. So pushing your seat to your heels, and then lifting the hips to the sky, straightening the legs, coming into this first downward dog. So take a few breaths to make some organic movements. Pedal out your feet. So head is without any stress here. Let your head come between your arms. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Release that tension in the neck. Moving belly toward the thighs. Still feel that seam extension in the arms and the spine. And then look between your hands, lifting your head a little, and walk your feet one footprint at a time to the top of your mat. Inhale to lift halfway. So coming up halfway, fingertips to the knees. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly in, finding a neutral spine here. Inhale the arms out to the sides, coming to a T shape. Soften the knees. Bring your seat towards your heels, lower your arms so fingertips come toward the mat, palms facing the feet. And then inhale the arms up by the ears for chair pose. Feeling the weight in our heels. You can maybe wiggle your toes around. If your knees are past your toes, you have an opportunity to sit back a little deeper in your seat. If you feel tension in the neck area, the shoulders coming up, attacking the ears, open the arms wider into a wider V to soften. One more inhale, and then on your exhale, straighten the legs, dive forward, come into forward fold Uttanasana, and let the head shake yes and no here. Maybe hold opposite elbows to help gravity move you into this fold. Maybe sway a little bit, maybe rock toward the balls of your feet back to your heels a little bit. Just invite in some organic movement, and then bring your awareness to your breath. Full breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And now we're going to bend the knees and roll up to stand. Take 2 full breaths. To get there, take your time. As we unroll the spine, coming to stand, lift your shoulders up to your ears, draw them back. Palms facing the front of the room, and just rocking forward and back here. Spread your toes, finding our mountain pose, settle into stillness. Chin parallel with the earth. Take a few more rounds of breath here in mountain pose, into Tadasana. Notice sensations here. So the feet rooting down, making the connection with the earth beneath us, knowing that we're we're supported. The energy moving up the legs, a little engagement in the knees, where you feel the kneecaps maybe lifting up, thighs engaged. Thighs maybe finding an inner spiral. And the energy moving up the spine, out through the crown of the head. So mountains give life to rivers. We are made up of 60% water, so we're not sticks. You might feel as if there's just a little swaying in your mountain pose, but yet feeling rooted down. So next inhale, sweep those arms overhead. On your exhale, float the arms out to the sides, mindfully lower into your forward fold, leading with your heart, hinging at your hips. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, grab your blocks, frame the feet, and step the right foot back, left foot rooting down, coming into low lunge. Left knee bending at a 90-degree angle. So left knee is in line with your left ankle. Full extension in that right leg, heart shining forward, and then lower that right knee down. Bring your blocks, turn them to the highest. Fingertips on the blocks so your chest is lifting and shining forward. Full breath. And maybe adding the arms up by the ears, only an option. Notice if there's any shaking or any imbalance. Notice maybe where that's coming from. Let's see if little micro adjustments like pressing the sole of the foot, left foot into the mat a little bit. Maybe pressing the top of the right foot into the mat. Or maybe just energetically imagine your hips drawing toward your midline. One more breath here. And then exhale, hands down to the blocks and bring them under your shoulders. And then flip your left foot. So your left toes are facing the sky and that left foot is flexed. So you're on your left heel and your right hip is in line with your right knee. So this might be where you say, this is a deep stretch for this left hamstring, just as it is here. Or maybe with each exhale, start hinging forward, bringing the chest, lead with the heart, or that left leg. Mindful to not sit back in this pose. Beautiful, everyone. Keeping that alignment of right hip with right knee. Keeping the left foot flexed and active, toes facing the sky. Full breath in. Full breath out. This is our half split pose, half Padmanabhasana. Inhale to lift up and then rock. So you root down through that left foot again. Bring your blocks forward. And draw your right quadricep, your right thigh toward the earth, deepening the bend in this left knee. Getting into our psoas muscle and this quadricep, also the glute. Full breath in, full breath out. And then rock back. So you're bringing the blocks to the middle height, tuck your right toes under and lift that right knee off the mat. Keep the right hand on the block. Inhale, left arm lifted up, coming into a twist. So a couple things to be mindful about in a twist. Twists help us to open the side of the heart space. We want to protect our low back in twists, so we're trying to twist from the navel up. Beautiful, everyone. Really keeping that right leg extended and strong. Rooting down through the left foot. Next exhale, take that hand back down and then push off your right foot, step it forward to meet the left. Inhale, lift up halfway, flip the arms out to the sides, soften the knees, lift the upper body to come to stand. Inhale, arms overhead, bringing them down through heart center in this prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. Resetting in mountain pose, Tadasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, dive forward, lead with the heart. Bend the knees, plant the hands and step the left leg back, finding low lunge. Other side. Take a breath or two to get into this pose. So right knee bending toward 90 degrees. Left leg fully extended, heart shining forward. Then we lower that left knee. And options here, just bringing the blocks under the shoulders and staying right here. Or maybe adding the arms. Anjaneyasana. So here we energetically bring the hips toward the midline. Soften the shoulders. It's okay if you don't feel like you're having to work too hard here. In fact, we want to work less. This pose helps to let our psoas muscle come to a more relaxed state. More breath in. And then exhale the hands to the blocks. Flip the right toes up so you're coming on your heel. Keep that foot engaged. So just by flexing the foot, feeling that stretch in the back of the right leg, that hamstring muscle, or option to deepen. And this side might feel completely different. So listen to your body. If we can't go as deep on this side, that's okay. Every day is a little different. So we listen to our body, we honor our body. Avoiding injury. Practicing using our breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose if you're able to. Creating a metronome for your practice. Inhale to lift up, rocking onto the sole of that right foot. Bringing the blocks forward, dropping that left quad toward the earth, deepening the bend in the right knee. You might feel it in this right hip flexor. Sinking here a little deeper. One more breath in. And out. And then we'll put the blocks to the middle height, tuck the left toes under and lift that left knee up, finding our twist on this side. So left hand on the block, flip the right arm up to the sky, keeping that left leg fully extended, right knee still in that low lunge, 90-degree bend. And see if you can take weight out of the left shoulder. Almost as if you can take that hand off the block. Full breath in. Exhale, hand down to the block and then push off the left foot. Bring the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, half lift. Flip the arms out to the side. Soften the knees. Lift the upper body. Arms float overhead. Have the hands come down by heart center. Tadasana mountain pose. Reset with a full breath in. And hands to hips. Soften the knees a little bit and put weight into your left foot. So coming onto your right toes. And then mindfully balancing on that left foot as you step the right foot back. Left knee bending, finding a high lunge to start. Notice your hips are still squared and facing forward. Now drop the right heel down, still keeping that right hip facing forward. So our right foot is not behind the left foot, it's over to the right, like you're standing on 2 planks of wood. And then arms floating up by the ears, finding our warrior one pose, Virabhadrasana 1. So right leg, feeling that full extension. See if you can press into the outer edge of that right foot a little bit. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Can you draw the shoulders away from the ears a little bit? If the shoulders are feeling a little extra tight this morning, you can always take cactus arms. You can always take a wide V to help the shoulder soften. And then everybody sweep their hands behind your back and interlace your fingers and extend your arms. If again, this isn't accessible this morning, bring your knuckles to your sacrum, just like that. We're gonna come into humble warrior. So keep the left knee bent in our warrior 1 stance and just start drawing the chest, the heart down toward the earth. Keeping shoulders in line with hips, but moving toward the inside of that left leg. Beautiful. Humility, humbleness. When we feel that we can release into humbleness, it takes the ego out. We can invite in more gratitude. Press into that left foot as you lift back up. Inhale the arms up to warrior 1 more time. And then exhale, hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back, finding plank. Rock yourself forward a little bit and then drop your knees down. So shoulders are past the wrists. And then rotate your elbow creases to the front of the room. Bend the elbows to lower the whole upper body and the thighs down to the mat. Take a full inhale and exhale here on your belly. Shoulders drawing away from the ears. Next inhale, press into your hands to lift up into cobra. And then exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under, and push your seat to your heels. Lift the hips, finding downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. Full breath out. Drawing the belly in. 1 more breath in. And out. And then look between your hands and walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, finding that half lift. Float the arms out to the side, soften the knees, and lift the upper body to come to stand. Then straighten the legs, arms float overhead, hands, heart center. Mountain pose, full breath in and out, find that reset. Recall your intention. Check in with your breath. So all that on the other side, hands to hips, soften the knees a little bit, put some weight into the right foot as the toes lift up, and then mindfully bringing that left foot back, find high lunge first. Check in with your hips, squaring them forward. Then we drop that left heel down. As soon as we do that, it's going to create a little shift in that hip. So that's what the hands are good for, to help square those hips to forward. And then when you're ready, arms floating up take whatever option feels good for your shoulders. So if reaching up and the arms by the ears doesn't feel good, bending the elbows, finding cactus arms or goalpost arms, or a wide V. If you're in the wide V or arms close by the ears, turn the pinkies toward each other. That's a little trick to help the shoulders externally rotate. One more inhale. And then exhale the arms behind your back, finding humble warrior. So as you draw the shoulder blades toward each other, the chest opens and we can lead the way with the heart. Humbly bowing toward the earth, take a moment to extend gratitude toward all the gifts that we receive from Mother Earth. The sun, the trees, all beings. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, press into that right foot, bring yourself back up, float the arms up. And then exhale, hands down to the mat, stepping that right leg back, finding plank, rock forward and drop the knees down. Rotate elbow creases to the front of the room. Then bend the elbows, hugging them in as you lower down. So it brings us into the position for Cobra. Inhale, lifting up the upper body. And then exhale, lower. And then push yourself up and back, finding child's pose. Wrap your arms around the legs, palms face up. And take 5 breaths here. Really feeling the breath in the belly and expanding the rib cage. Feel how the breath is multidimensional, moving up and down, side to side, front to back. And then slowly, next inhale, begin rounding up to a seat, rocking off on your left hip and swinging the legs out in front of you. And then coming into some forward folds here. So rock yourself forward a little bit, moving the flesh away from your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. And then I'm gonna mirror you. So go ahead and draw this right knee into your chest. Hugging it in, keep your left foot flexed and active. And now try stepping that foot, that right foot over the left leg. If you lost any alignment in the sits bones, if you're not able to sit up nice and tall, then keep your foot on the inside. And then take your right hand behind the back. Inhale, left arm up by the ear, finding length. On your exhale, twist from the navel up, hooking the left elbow with that knee. A couple things to be mindful of in this twist. Try not to lean back, pressing into the right hand. Use it more like a kickstand. Think about lengthening up through the spine on your inhale, allowing the exhale to move you maybe a little deeper into the twist. Another tip that really helps is pressing into the toe ball mound of that right foot. When you press into that, you might feel a little bit of expansion in the pelvis area. One more full breath in. On your exhale, rotate through center and take a counter twist to the left. and then come to center, bring that foot back over, and then let the knee drop down to the outside sole of the foot on the inside of that left thigh. Inhale the arms up, draw the belly in, start to hinge forward, lead with the heart. Coming into this forward fold, you can use a block if you want to support under your head. We want to try and maintain lengthening of the spine. Let the hands come down to the floor. Soften the gaze or close the eyes, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale to lift back up and extend that right foot forward. Shake it out. Maybe windshield wiper the feet side to side. Sitting up nice and tall again. If you need to rock forward again, and then other side. So drawing left knee into the chest, step it over that right leg and keep that right foot flexed. And then left hand coming behind. Inhale, left hand, and then inhale the right arm up. Twisting to the left. So all those little tips, if you can make those micro adjustments on your own. Really tuning into your breath here, maybe counting, add a count. Inhale to 4 and exhale to 4. Twists are an opportunity to release toxins. Anything that no longer serves us. What don't you want in your body? Letting it go. One more inhale. On your exhale, come through center, counter twist to the right. And then release that left knee down to the ground, the sole of the foot coming to the inside of that right thigh, or it could be the right calf. Or you can also support under the knee with a block. Inhale the arms up, and then we'll hinge forward. Make any modifications that will help you to feel supported in this pose, where you can be able to smooth out the breath, matching inhales with exhales. Feeling the breath maybe wrap around the low back, releasing any tension from that area. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale to lift up, and then extend that left leg out and separate the legs to a comfortable distance. Knees and toes facing the sky. This is our wide-legged forward fold. Again, modify with blocks if you want to. You might find it comfortable to stack the blocks so that when you hinge forward, you've got a place to rest the forehead. Try not to let the legs rotate toward the earth, keeping the knees and the toes facing the sky. Forward folds give us the opportunity to turn inward. bringing your awareness to your breath, feeling the fullness. Invite in gratitude and compassion on the next inhale and exhale. Inhale, let the breath lift you up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Interlace your fingers and wrap them around the outside of your feet. Press the soles of the feet together. So actively press the soles of the feet together. You feel a little opening, maybe in the inner groin or the hips when you do that. Lift up nice and tall. So I invite you to close your eyes here and trace your breath. Follow your breath from where it starts to where it lifts. When you get to the top of your breath, see if you can inhale one more sip. Exhale, tracing the breath back down. When you get to the bottom of your breath, see if you can push out just a little bit. One more inhale, just like the other one. When you get to the top, see if you can sip in just a little. And then on this exhale, maybe hinge forward just a little bit. Keep that lengthening of your spine, leading with the heart. So try not to sacrifice the lengthening of the spine as you fold forward. So only going to your edge. Your edge might be staying upright. And that is beautiful. Being present with this pose. One more full inhale and exhale. And then inhale to lift up. Bring the knees together, bring the hands behind your back and heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Let the fingertips either turn out to the sides or facing the back of the room. And then slowly drop the knees one way, whatever way is comfortable for you. And inhale through center, dropping to the other side. So separate your feet a little bit. Yeah, so see how wide so that your knee can drop down to the inside. Just keep moving. And slowly start to bend at the elbows, coming down to your forearms and coming down onto your back. And then lower the knees over to your right and stay there for a couple of breaths. Flip the arms overhead on the inhale and float the arms down on the exhale. Inhale, float the arms overhead. And exhale, lowering them down. Take the knees through center and then lower the knees over to the left. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, then back down. Inhale, overhead. And exhale, lower them down. And then bring the knees back to center and allow the knees and thighs to come together. Bring your hands to your belly. So 5 breaths here where we're inhaling through the nose and exhaling as if you're exhaling through a straw. Inhale through the nose, bringing the lips forming as if they're around a straw and exhaling through that straw. Maybe inviting in the word soften on your exhale. Feeling the whole back soften. The mat for 2 more. Inhale through the nose. A soft exhale through that straw. Making the exhale a little bit longer than inhale. You're welcome to stay in this pose for your rest. If you like how this feels on your back. Or you're welcome to move into corpse pose, which is straightening the legs, heels moving toward the corners of your mat. Letting the arms come alongside. And give yourself enough distance with your arms. Move them away from the body to a comfortable distance. Turning the palms up to face the sky will help your shoulders to release. You feel like you're bunched up at all in the upper back. It sometimes helps to press into the back of the head, lift the chest off the mat a little bit, glide the shoulder blades under, and then release back down. Settling into your Shavasana. Continuing to soften. Continuing to release into the support beneath you. Shavasana, hardest yoga posture of all. To just lie still and let it fall. Thoughts and ego, hopes and fears. Lust and love, sweat and tears. To lie there still and to just be present fully. Eyes don't see, ears don't hear. No senses impine. Upon this sublime bliss of mine. I've climbed the mountain and now I'll be content on the summit of this thing called me, letting all my muscles relax. Let my bloated ego collapse. Perhaps the hardest thing of all, still the chattering of the mind, to lose the ego and to find myself. By Siddhartha. So finding your sadhana, your journey to oneself. Embracing this practice for the physical and start to deepen your breath a little bit at a time and invite small movements back in. Taking a moment to notice any sensations, how the body feels right now when you first entered your rest pose. Noticing if maybe there was an opportunity to let go of holding yourself up a little bit more and know that that's the beauty of the practice. Little bit at a time. Circle wrists, circle ankles, maybe float the arms overhead on an inhale. As you exhale the breath out, drawing knees into your chest and rolling onto your right side. Use your right arm to support your head as a pillow. Take a couple breaths here on your right side before moving up to a seat, just to help the energy flow so you don't come up lightheaded. As you make your way up to a seat, maybe rolling up, pressing into that left hand to help guide you up. Crossing the legs, rooting down through the sits bones again and lifting up through the spine. Let's float our arms overhead. Palms coming together, drawing down gratitude toward our heart. Soft bow of the head toward your heart to thank yourself for being here, whatever brought you to class today. Extend gratitude. And we'll seal the practice as we began with the sound of Om, creating that vibration, creating our satsang, connecting our community. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Lifting the corners of the mouth slightly up, the light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Thank you all for being here. Welcome back. Welcome to class. Olivia, thanks for joining us. Let me know if you have any questions. And I announced it last week, but the community's asked me to add a couple classes. So starting first week of October, let's see if I remember the schedule. So Monday morning, same class. Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, intermediate yoga. So for those who've been coming for a while and you want to move beyond the basics, that class will be a little bit more of a flow, through sun salutations, and we'll explore some arm balances, some maybe inversions. Oh, and then Wednesday afternoons at 1:30, yoga and meditation will be back. So instead of Thursday, that'll be Wednesday afternoon at 1:30. So yeah, so I'm so excited to be with you more. Yeah, yeah.
Because we wanted that meditation class back.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm sorry that that Tuesday class won't work, but I'm excited. I know a lot of you have asked for a while to have it intermediate at 10. Yeah. Right, I think I got that right. And
Just doing the budget, I wasn't sure how to do this.
yeah. Stephanie created this beautiful flyer for anti-taxes. Times and days, right? Yeah, Tuesday. Great. Yeah, it's like we modified it. So
Basically, it's just weird. All right, all right.
we're gonna.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, that was, well, that was. Well, yeah. Glossy coating.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, we're firing them. There's a tissue.
Yes, PT and
Oh, I can't get it. Yeah.
Some are 100% torn. All the doctors.
Iyengar.
Oh, yeah.
Yoga.
I know.
But I think, any poses that are able to do, to then modify, even if you just come to a meditative seat and move in pranayama and just send there. I mean, seriously, like really sending the breath to visualize what's going on there and.
I'll do this. I stopped here. Goodbye.
Oh, wait.
So months.
Thank you so much.
And then you'll get tasks, because that'll just be a slow flow. Right, and also not on stable ground, you know, so, yeah, because you have to constantly, when you're on the knee surface, kind of overcompensate, and, yeah.
So she had a 4-1. And then in December, so she said, wow, I think you got this. She has one blue eye and one brown eye. Actually, that's the cat, but that's
Oh, this was last night, Julia, it was the cutest thing. He's like literally looking at the board. Yeah, she's a red triangle.
That's a cat. That's a cat.
What size?
She's about 23 pounds. She's getting close to like 28, and the doctor said, you know, she's 26 to 28, but she's a certified. That's all we want. She's a severe asthmatic, so she wanted to pay back when the time comes to take her to the hospital. Plus, for her, all the anxiety that she has, her chemo, she's still living with us. If we're falling. So now we have to keep her there. Thank God, the dog is decent. She's really getting stressed out and upset about this. The dog lays on her chest and does what pressure. It's unbelievable. She has to all the trust in her. She's training here. She did, oh my husband. They did some training in the beginning at PetSmart because that was the initial training. Then to get the rest of the certification, she went somewhere else. Well, she has to run the whole college. It's like an hour and a half, throwing frisbee, throwing the ball. You know, long walks. Because they're hurting it. And she's no one.
Yeah. I definitely used to go to.
I'm like, I have to get to this yoga class. They're doing this thing to me.
It's in the chapter 4, but I read this over and over every summer. I know I want to talk to you. Hold on one second.
In fact, we were facing their one.
The second chapter was when we are the other
That's how my daughter is right now. I just can't get along this because we shouldn't be living, she's 30. We shouldn't be living together. 4 pets, everything she owns in my garage or in the house. And she's that's perfect for her because it's all those emotions.
I heard a Fatima. And
Those 3 young people were in 1917. Well, I mean, there was some miracle that occurred several months later. The son, so.
when we're tested.
So from then on, it's
Yeah.
the question is, that's a
Oh, I know. It's just, you know, it's just been me.
was a Muslim friend.
This is the neighbor, we don't know it. And the kids are very here in
My friend of mine signed a grant to him 2 years ago, and she's never recovered. I don't want to cut her off Facebook. I can't. More pictures I can. I know, it's just the way she's grieving with it, but we are so fortunate. And yet, you know.
You know, the picture last night, Jesus.
So You guys do it at the festival.
Oh, the original, yeah.
My son's
So I think I have to hire that person because they're the ones.
Anyway, I'll see.
Go try. Let's try.
Yeah, but that's still in the area, it's close to my fresh air. You went.
Well, probably.
She might go over it there.
Yeah,
She was doing it, and somebody else.
All right.
I like the old flag.
Yeah.
So I'm
Better than
excited.
the new one.
Yeah.
They still size it, they want to size it.
I know that because I did.
Bye. Soon, thank you for seeing you. Bye.
I'll do whatever you like.
Wait, wait, just have a quick second. Aw, thank you.
I was watching the review the other day, but I thought it would be late. So I didn't hear something. Apparently, they should do a quick rundown of it.
Well, she added, not just two, like, there's a lot.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
there's
that was
new
the
instructor, Erin Sussman, I think she's doing some kind of strength and stability class. I don't know, but there's a lot on the schedule coming in.
What I did, I emailed the GM. On a lot of internal policies. And I said, this has never been looked at. Look at the pay effort. And what's the pay schedule and how do they say it? So, you know, are they trained how many years? What's, so there's structure for these things. And most don't like that.
Well, she is though doing a Zoom class for men.
So,
Yeah.
she doesn't have,
Yeah.
so all of you people who come here. But she does her own private training.
Yeah.
That's separate. But she does have classes through here. So I don't know that.
Yeah.
Why would I? So
Well,
I
no,
asked
I'll leave
him.
it up to them. I know they did bump me up $5 a class last year,
Right,
so
right.
that was great. And
But I think there should be some structure and
Yeah.
procedures as to, okay,
really, like, it just blows my mind that,
but I come from, you know, an HR background, compensation is really an issue. And you have to base it on people's, you know, capabilities and